Hello YouTubers, I am back again, Reggie again, back with the continuation of the last video where I was detailing how to remove the water pump out of a 2008 Audi Q7. I believe this is the 3.6, let's see, 3.6 liter V6 engine. Okay, alright, so this water pump is pretty straightforward. After you remove the radiator fan, one thing I didn't detail in the previous video was actually how to remove the other stuff leading up to the radiator fan. So I'm going to show you that in this video. I'm going to also show you how to get the water pump out and actually what tools you're going to need. Okay, so here we go. Alright, first thing I left out of the previous video was these two hoses. Okay, this is the upper radiator hose. Okay, this one, slide this clip up right here, slide this clip up, and pull the locking clip up, and you're gonna have to fight this thing off. Okay, it's not going to come off easily. It's going to take some fight. Don't put a screwdriver underneath it. You don't want to break these things. They're pretty fragile. I mean, you look pretty tough. You know, Audi did a good job with them, but you know, you're just going to take a fight. My trick that I use to get those off, pretty simple. Silicone grease. I sprayed the clip completely up. I sprayed it in between these tabs, in between the holes, and wriggle it, and boom, came right off. Okay, so you're gonna have to remove this hose. This is the upper radiator hose. This leads to the lower radiator hose. This one was also another fight. You're gonna fight it with it. Try not to damage the fan wall, the other portion of it. Trying to get it off. Same thing, silicone grease. Try to put a screwdriver underneath it, spray a little silicone grease underneath it to break the seal, and that'll come off as well. Okay. I'm going to fold these back. Okay, I gotta remove those two. And the other portion was the lower radiator hose, which connects to here, which is right here. See, I didn't remove the other attachment where the other side of the lower radiator hose connects to, which is right here. I just removed this portion off from there. That's the portion you saw in the car that's still left in the car. And if you can see, it runs all the way up here. And then I just removed this one. Also disconnect this coolant temperature sensor right here off the lower radiator hose. That also you're gonna have to pull the clip off. This one was took a lot. This one was a little bit more easier to remove, but you know, there you go. Pull it off, silicone grease, it was off again. Another thing you're going to have to remove is these two harnesses, these two big harnesses that go to the separate fan control module. This one right here, this one goes up to this one, and this one goes to this one. Okay. Again, silicone grease came in handy. Boom, pull it off. What you're going to have to do is, let me show you. Over here goes the harness. What you're gonna have to do is slide these two red clips back, like you push right in. They snap right in place. Can't really push this one in with one hand, but they slide in place to the screwdriver. Push it back. Press down on this clip. Don't press too hard. If you break these things, really simple. And pull back, and you'll get it off. Same thing with this one. Pull back. You're going to push back on this. Let me see if I can push it back in so you guys can actually see. It's a little difficult pushing it in, but I guess it goes back in simpler once it's connected back onto where it goes. But this tab, you push it out, you pull down on this lever right here, and you pull back on it, and boom, bam, boom. That'll be out as well. Tools you're going to need. Specialized tools you're going to need. You are going to need, I believe, see, this is a V10 spline. Yes, V10 spline. You look at it. You'll need this spline key to remove the fan, the pulley to the water pump. These bolts. I need this key, V10, to remove those bolts. Okay? This kit you can get from Amazon, eBay, anywhere online, but you're going to need this toolkit to remove this. It's a CRV10, as you can see right there. CRV10. You're going to need that. Don't try anything else. I'm going to tear that bolt up. Those are aluminum bolts. You don't want to really play around with them. Get a specialized tool. Save yourself a bunch of headache. Don't play around with it. Okay, the next one you're going to need is this baby right here. This is a CRV6. This one is a 6. And this one goes to the bolts that connect the water pump. Yep, these are the bolts for the water pump. Okay, 3 bolts. Okay, remember, this is not the same. I'm not certain if these are the same tools you're going to require for the V8, the 4.2 V8 Q7, or the 3.0 turbo diesel. I'm not certain that's the same tools you're going to require, but I would recommend you have that kit handy. It is a 10-piece kit. You can get it from Amazon, eBay, anything of the sort. So that you get it handy. There's gonna be a bunch of other parts in there, sockets in there you're gonna need for probably other parts of an Audi engine. Okay. All right. Once you remove those 3 bolts to the water pump comes out fairly simple. However, it took a bit of a fight. But if you look right here, this tab and this area right here, okay, you can stick. I'm going to stick the water pump back in so you can get a visual of this. All right, so if you see how this is aligned when it's properly in the engine, if you notice closely, there is let me move this belt out of the way so you guys can see it. Here we go. Okay, if you look closely around the edge of the water pump, you'll notice that there's a little gap right there. And there's another one on this side as well. That Audi designed it so simply so you can actually stick a pry bar right behind here, like so, right there, and pry back on it, and you'll be able to get the water pump right out. Just that simple. Okay, that was that simple. You can get it out just that simple. No back breaking, pulling and pushing and stuff like that. The water pump will come right out. Just that simple. As you can see, this one, the gasket is pretty much warped on here, and looks like it had a bunch of rust. Looks like it was leaking out from the bottom right there. It's leaking a bunch of areas, but this is what it looks like right now here. Okay, I'm going to clean this up, get this thing going, and I'll update you if I find anything different, anything else additional that goes on with this vehicle, and let you guys know. Again, Reggie signing off once again.